When you're the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, life is like a game of chess. Not only do you have the money, the power, and the political influence to bend an entire nation at your will, but also the ambition to go against the very forces of nature, regardless of whether these forces are the harsh and unforgiving dunes of the Arabian desert. This is exactly what Mohammed bin Salman, popularly known as MBS, is planning to do. He is not only the face of the Saudi government, but a man living, arguably, the most exuberant lifestyle in the world. I mean, what else can you expect when you have complete control over the country's oil-rich coffers? But there's something uniquely captivating about MBS. It's not his incomprehensible wealth, but rather his intriguing love for science fiction films. In fact, MBS is so captivated by the futuristic themes of science that he is planning to build a dystopian city estimated to cost $1 trillion right in the heart of the Arabian desert. According to MBS, the Neom project will be a futuristic green city that'll be home to more than 9 million people, both of Saudi and foreign descent. An amalgamation of the Greek word for new and Arabic word for future, Neom is a segue to what future cities might look like. The first plans for Neom were announced in 2017 by the prince, in what was poised to be the flagship project that would see Saudi Arabia diversify itself from merely an oil-dependent economy. This also comes as the world is gradually waning itself from its huge appetite for fossil fuels. 5 years later, the Crown Prince is confident that Project Neom will be done and dusted by 2030. Situated in the dry and unforgiving remoteness of the province of Tabuk, Neom, as MBS put it, will be the modern version of the pyramids of Giza and potentially the ninth wonder of the world. To ensure his pyramids are etched into the realm of reality, MBS is letting his imagination run wild. Project Neom will be blessed with all manner of futuristic inventions, from flying lights to urban spaceports for launching into space, and not to mention buildings that'll boast jaw-dropping designs. Maybe a building shaped like a flower bloom, no problem, or a design of a falcon stretching its gigantic wings before taking flight. Well, the world is his playground. Oh, and hear this. Neom will reportedly feature a fantastical ski resort right in the middle of the desert, known as the Vault, a man-made valley carved into the side of a mountain. To pull this off, Neom will rely on mountain temperature drops at high altitudes to generate snow. But his luxurious pursuits don't end here. In his rambunctious attempts to attract Europe's elite investors, MBS is planning to construct a yacht marina on the Red Sea, which aims to lure decadents that would have otherwise gone sailing along Europe's Venetian docks. To say that Mohammed bin Salman has spared no expense in the construction of this sci-fi-esque city is an understatement. The Crown Prince has commissioned some of the world's most prolific designers from Hollywood to create a visually captivating model. We're talking about designers from blockbuster movies such as The Guardians of the Galaxy, The Dark Knight, and not to mention the futuristic designer from the dystopian film World War Z and I Am Legend. MBS has even hired world-renowned Californian writer Chris Gray to research the novelties of legendary sci-fi films such as Blade Runner and propagate these ideas into the construction of the Neom city. At the heart of Neom's eloquence is The Line, an elongated linear city that'll be a staggering 33 times larger than New York. Situated close to the borders of Jordan and Egypt, it'll stretch from the desert in the east towards the Red Sea in the west. This marvelous wonder of architecture will be designed by the cutting-edge firm Morphosis Architects and will consist of 2 tall buildings that'll run parallel to each other, connected laboriously by modern walkways. It'll be just 200 meters wide and will contain mirrored surfaces that stretch up to an astonishing height of 500 meters. To put that into perspective, the line will be over 2/3 the height of Dubai's eccentric Burj Khalifa and much taller than the Empire State Building. The line is expected to be a vibrant city, boasting 14 industrial sectors ranging from food production, media, entertainment, energy, and transport, among others. But the most unique feature about this city from the future is that each citizen will be given 2 functioning robots to respond to every beck and call. Oh yes, that's right, robots. But while the standards of living sound brilliant on paper, there is a lot of engineering power and muscle that'll go into ensuring this magnificent structure comes to life. For one, designers will have to consider the amount of shadow cast by designing such tall parallel buildings. Shadows that could potentially deprive inhabitants of receiving Mother Nature's enriching sunlight. Engineers also have to brainstorm the reality that the line will be affected by the curvature of the Earth. While I don't have very fond memories of high school physics, we have to remember that the Earth curves 8 inches for every mile, which means that engineers will have to consider an interval gap to allow the line to bend where necessary. However, yet Mohammed bin Salman is confident that the line will not be snowed under its mind-jogging design complexities. For one, it'll be linked by a high-speed rail that will allow passengers to seamlessly move from one end of the city to another in just 20 minutes. And hear this, an alternative transport method could be used in Neom: flying EV taxis. Oh yes, you heard that right. You see, Neom will be more than just a green city. It'll be the testbed upon which future technologies are realized. Technologies that could potentially shake up our myopic views of urban living. And MBS will stop at nothing to make this a reality. Even the harshest of desert landscapes, with their sweltering temperatures and scarcity of fresh water, will not be enough to dishearten this Saudi prince from building the first all-smart metropolis. Because in this modern world, there is a solution for everything, even if it's large-scale farming in one of the harshest deserts on the planet. Neom will have several desalination plants that will process drinking water from the Red Sea. As for power, the scorching sun will provide enough energy to keep the city functionable on a fully renewable electric grid. But how will Neom generate the rain required to grow plants in this harsh, unforgiving landscape? Through an innovative technology known as cloud seeding, engineers will be able to create rain by transforming the weather, as well as the outside temperature, to remain relatively cool for crops to deliver fresh produce. Neom will have vegetables growing vertically from the sides of the buildings, and these plants will be harvested using sci-fi-like robots that'll then transport them to community canteens, from where residents can subscribe to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. To actualize these ambitious dreams, Neom will partner up with some of the most innovative tech companies in the world. For example, Mohammed bin Salman is believed to have sealed a $5 billion partnership with the world's largest green hydrogen production facility in order to explore different sectors of wind and solar power. MBS is also partnering with other high-profile companies to create impressive entertainment marvels, including a Jurassic Park-styled island filled with robotic dinosaurs that could even put the fictional Jurassic World to shame. For security, state-of-the-art surveillance systems will be placed using drones and microphones. Education will be taught holographically to illuminate the rapidly growing population once the city is fully occupational. Neom will also boast a beach made from sand that glows in the dark. That's right. A giant artificial moon will also light up the sky, providing a spellbinding display unlike anything we've ever seen before. And hear this, the night sky will also project live-stream satellite images from outer space. Because of Saudi Arabia's shortage of homegrown engineering and design talent, vast amounts of money are being directed to attract foreign engineers to work on this project. With an enviable tax-free salary of $1 million, plus all expenses paid, who could turn down such a lip-licking deal? Nevertheless, Project Neom has had its fair share of undeniable hiccups. For one, Mohammed bin Salman is known to have a mercurial temperature, often demanding regular updates and intently watching the project. If he doesn't like something, you best believe you'll be on your next flight home. Other than that, The Saudi prince is confident that just like their neighbor Dubai, Saudi Arabia will one day boast of ultra-modern cities emerging from the unforgiving dunes of the desert. What do you guys think of the Neom project? Is this a city you'd want to live in? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Oh, and turn on post notifications. And as always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip, to doodly do.